Hi guys, my name is Nonema Digela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are at the books of Umalume, answering the bigots decisively, treating whatever is at Genius Philos there on Twitter. He has some things to say. So let's get into that business. But before that, guys, please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment. And most importantly, please make sure that you are subscribed on the channel. Please make sure you are watching the videos up until the end and you are watching the ads that are coming through. When you're doing that, you'll be supporting this channel financially and in numbers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, let's get into the business of the day. Umalume at Genius Philos is the person that is writing this. So this is a trend. It's there on Twitter. Oh, it's on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm sure we will never forget the name Twitter, but okay, he's there. It's at Genius Philos if you want to go there yourself. Yeah. He says it's a trend. The alibi question in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. A key debate in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Why has Advocate Mnisi not raised an alibi for accused Muzi Sibiya, despite it being mentioned earlier in the case? Let's break it down and legally and strategically. You know, when he says this, he means business. When he comes through and say, let's do this strategically, legally and strategically, he is going to go to the T, Gesana, because agamisishi anything. Like Ukshia, like, I think he's a lawyer. I think he's a lawyer. It's just that akafuna ukwaziwa. But ke umalume at Genius Philos asimnike ni chance ke mina ke dala ngamnika uRhadebe. Ngimthile ngathi uRhadebe because I saw something that made me think that ngubaba omncane lo. Dakhe ngabona something yana zathi baba omncane lo. So baba omncane, in case you come across this channel, you must know that indodakazi okanye intombi yakho nje in terms of isiXhosa umntanci. So Tanci uyazi ba, yeah, I do look up to you a lot. Let's break it down, Gesana. Number one, Uti, yes, an alibi was once mentioned, but importantly, number one, it was never given under oath by Sibiya himself. Note that, okay? Take note. It was never given under oath by Sibiya himself. Very much important. Important. Number two, it appeared via police interrogation and arguments by late Advocate Gomezu. Now, Usibiya is the one that is sitting there on the witness box, speaking his case himself. Ne? That means it was never formal evidence before the court. Now, Usibiya is being formal himself, right? Under SA law, an alibi only has real legal weight if, one, the accused testified to it under oath, or, number two, it is backed by independent corroboration. Statements by counsel is equal to evidence under oath by the accused. The state struck early. They brought, one, Netis data, Gauteng license tests. Two, Capitec Bank transactions in Vosloorus and Johannesburg. Placing Sibiya in Gauteng in 2014, directly contradicting the claimed alibi. Okay? So why would Advocate Mnisi drop it? Why would he go there near the alibi? Why? Using a disproven alibi in court invites the judge to call the accused a liar, a fatal blow in a murder trial. Rather stay silent than present a broken defense. Bravo. Stay silent. Mnisi's current approach, one, attack the state's case, torture, coerced confessions. That's the first thing that he did. Two, avoid locking his client into a false timeline. Three, preserve the constitutional right to silence, Section 35. Got that? Are we still working together, guys? Yes. And does the silence on alibi hurt Sibiya? Legally, no. The state must still prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Factually, possible, the judge may note that Sibiya offers no alternative explanation for presence, but silence isn't proof of guilt. Got that? Catching? Important. The earlier alibi came from late Advocate Mgomezulu, not from Sibiya's mouth under oath. Mnisi can now argue, it was never my client's own version. It was speculation or misunderstanding. That's legal valid. That's legally valid. Edum Mgomezulu is not here to speak on himself now, for himself. This is a calculated gamble. Mnisi is betting that attacking the state's credibility is safer than defending a damaged alibi. High stakes, high risk, but not incompetence. Tactical restraint. Did you hear that? Nizwile. Nizwile. In South African criminal law, number one, an accused is not forced to explain their whereabouts. Nice. Two, the court cannot compel an alibi. Three, the state must prove presence and guilt, not the accused absence. So what's next? We may never hear an alibi from Sibiya. Mnisi will likely argue confessions are coerced, ID is flawed. Investigations were biased. He chooses reasonable doubt over risky defense. The absence of an alibi is not an admission. It is a defense tactic. You prove it, I won't help you fail me. History will judge whether this silence protects Sibiya or buries him. Important distinction. Yes, the state placed Sibiya in Vosloorus using bank and Natis records, but they haven't placed him inside the crime scene at the moment of Senzo's shooting. Presence in Gauteng is equal to proof of is not equal to proof of pulling the trigger. Someone pulled the trigger and it was not Sibiya. So that means there is nothing wrong that Mnisi did there. Okay? Those people who were about the alibi, say foot, it was dealt with profoundly by Mnisi. Smart move, strategically. So there Umalume is telling us how Mnisi got to let it go. I love it. Bravo. It's beautiful. How about that? How about that? So now, siyekeni ngosibuzo ba uMnisi kuthene engathethanga wayengathanga uSibiya wayesegoli wayekanongoma or wayesemahlabathini or KZN whatever. No one asked you. Where were you? Duena, do you still remember correctly ukuthi wawukuphi? Please leave us alone. Safuni safuna ukuxoxa ngale matter, asisafuni. Yeke isihlafuni. Yeke kanjalo nje. So it is what it is. So Mnisi did a calculated strategic move there for Ikesi Sibiya, which people that know the law are saying, bravo, he did well. So what's the issue? Why are you crying? You already know most that Natis state vele sastrike kuqala saza no-Natis ne usabonisa ukuthi wayebhizi nge-license at that time. So anikahleni ayisimele somplif smeleni. We are aware of what Sibiya did back then on those days, but still it's not talking about the 26th. It does just show which, yes, he was in Gauteng at the time. By the way, he was in Gauteng somewhere those September month, somewhere there in 2014. But it does not mean the 26th of October because it's not talking about that. I don't remember it telling us about the 26th of October. la report babeze nayo, even the one from the banks. I don't remember even the statement talking about the 26th of October, but it does. One thing that is for sure, the 26th of October, ayibonisa ukuthi wayese-Vosloorus kwaKhumalo. Ayikho into eshoyo. So it does not mean he's the one. He knows something about it. That's the great part about it. Okay, so let it go. You no need to make phikiswana ngaleyo nto leyo. No need ukunisa bethetha kakhulu kuloo nto leyo. No need abe nwe uyenze kakuhle shaphuke. So what's the problem? What's the big deal bafethu? So ndiyayithanda ke Genius Phyllis gave us a breakdown of it all. I can't wait for a breakdown azosinika yona ngoRamsipile today. Hey, I am so looking forward. What are your thoughts when it comes to that? I hope he does it today or tonight so that I can bring it to you fresh and sound. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.